What up, you to the tube? Thanks for tuning in. Got some commentary from David saying, actually, David's brother, who's also a chess player, saying, need to be more confident and not mumble, which is also advice I got from my previous girlfriend, Christina. So, if you do have constructive criticism for me, if something about my presentation is off, or I talk too fast about something or too slow about other things, anything that's just not general negativity, I'm down to hear because I do want to improve the video, and the computer's recommended G3. It changed its mind. Anyway, let's get started. So David's playing black here. This is a 5-minute game on the internet against a 2,000 rated player on Lee Chess, and he said he was pretty happy with this game. And I have to say, I think David's improving quite a bit. I mean, certainly his blitz rating has gone up. I think before I started making AMFGs, he was like 15, 1600. Now he's like solid 1700. Anyway, we've got a Pyrrhic modern defense. I'm not going to talk about the opening too much until the first mistake has been made. So far, this has all been reached in master play, but bishop e3 is the first move that has never been played, and there's a reason. So, as a dragon Sicilian type position player, accelerated dragon mostly, I was on the lookout for this type of move, especially once the f pawn is moved, or if the f pawn is back on f2. Often you can get away with this move, and yeah, this is very good. Engine's just saying protect it with the queen and lose the two bishops, but for example, if the bishop moves, you can get e4 in nicely, and yeah, white already has to be careful. For instance, if he takes, say he tries to do something crazy like this, already you have this common trick, very typical situation where you're winning the exchange. So yeah, f-pawn push was double-edged, as it's also could be very dangerous for black. White could just slam all these pawns up in your grill and you can lose, but especially when he's cast his queenside, always be on the lookout for tactics like that. So yeah, knight attacking the bishop, and then e5 would have been good. Instead, rook e8, and now white could have had the opportunity to play e5 and get a nice space advantage. But instead he played h3. I guess he noticed this threat and wanted to guard against it. And now David plays e5, but e5 is not so good here. Takes, and oh, yeah, the variation in the game actually could have... This is probably one of David's only big mistakes in this game. He didn't foresee the tactics. Fortunately, neither did his opponent. So after queen takes, he does throw in this intermezzo check, and it seems like it saves black. For instance, most of you could probably see if this happens, that's very bad for black. But he figures, all right, I'm going to throw in this. After queen takes, he's going to throw in this check, and sure enough, it worked out for him. But actually, rook takes here, and rook here would be curtains for black. I assume if this, then this pawn fork. So yeah, in any kind of fianchetto structures, always be on the lookout, especially after queens are traded and a rook is over here. A lot of times you can end up losing a piece. So that's what should have happened if white were alert. So going back, yeah, e5 now is not well timed because of this. It's a little hard to see, but now that I've shown you in this game, hopefully you'll can see ideas like that in the future, because it does come up. Queen trade, knights get traded, the rook is all of a sudden over here, and the bishop comes here to pin. So yeah, engine saying b5. Just try to play b5, b4, strike out at the knight, attack this pawn. Maybe e5 is... Oh, it's not saying e5 is the best, just a3 to defend. What if e5? Huh, already you can do this. This does not look like a safe move at all. Wow. So let's look at that. b4 takes the knight. Yeah, how is that possible? You take his knight, he takes your bishop. No, it can't be. b4 takes. Ah, very cute. Double attack. Yeah, that's unusual. Cool tactics, cool tactics. Yeah, usually this type of idea is very bad, but in this case it worked because of the neat double attack. And yeah, very cool. Chess is endlessly fascinating. But we didn't get that. David played e5, and we get this variation. Fortunately for black, white took with bishop, and now he has a fine position. Well, this is also a blunder. It is a 5-minute game. Let's see, how long did he spend on that? 8 seconds. Yeah, you can see the times here and here. It's a cool feature. If you add a Lee chess game to one of your studies, you do see the time, which is good to know. So yeah, rook e8 would have been better getting out of the pin, but fortunately for David, his opponent missed this tactic. And for the rest of the game, I'm actually pretty impressed, especially for a blitz game, at the quality of the moves. David missed a couple of things, and I think he ended up losing on time. Well, we'll get to that, but yeah, otherwise I'm pretty impressed. Bishop is kicked, and white voluntarily gives up the 2 bishops. Not really recommended, although it is something to be said that in a blitz or any kind of game where in low time in time pressure, I mean a blitz is like that's what a blitz game is. It's a game in time pressure. The knights do gain some value over the bishops just because the bishops are much easier to calculate multiple moves ahead, whereas knights are trickier. So b3 was played. David goes to exchange the rook, which is good. Knight comes attacking one of the bishops. David throws in a check and then retreats the bishop. This is all very good. You don't want to lose the bishop here when you have it. c4. Yeah, I don't know about this. White's putting all his pawns on light squares. Yeah, one note I took was h5 would be a good move here. In general, this kind of structure is good. And at some point you can play h4 and totally dominate both of these pawns, which are on light squares. And yeah, this bishop is yeah, just not the best piece. There's also ideas if this knight moves, you could play pawn here, or pawn here and then pawn here, and then pawn here. Maybe get some kind of breakthrough going. Try to get a queen up here. You do have, well, you don't quite have 3 to 2 because of the central pawn. But h5 would have been a useful move. David does play h5 later. In the game, bishop e3. I really don't have too many criticisms of these. I'm going to gun through kind of fast. It gets very interesting at the very end. Yeah, David preserves the bishop. Again, not too much commentary. This dark squared bishop for black is very nice. Just has free range on this diagonal. And it's recommended e5. I suppose the idea is if e5, knight takes, bishop takes, black's up a pawn, but it's opposite color bishop. Let's look at e5 actually. Oh, I suppose also this square. No, that doesn't make sense. Oh, it can come temporarily to square because he's hitting this, and this can't be taken. I would play h5. It just doesn't look stable for yeah, f5 check. Ah, here. Knight d7, bishop c7. Seems like it would be better for black, but yeah, the structure here I suppose is pretty bad, and white's king is pretty far advanced. So yeah, endgames are also endlessly fascinating. So yeah, e5 was not played. Instead, the knight came back. Probably, oops, what are we doing? What's happening? Yeah, probably, well, this is just like a draw here. And probably white still wanted to try to win, even though his position's a little worse, just because he's higher rated. Where are we? Sorry. Okay, here we are again. Yeah, David's just maneuvering, being careful, not losing anything, coming back defending the b pawn. Yeah, very impressed. Now he's moving his king up. Engine says king e5, but I would probably play king g5 too. This just seems like a safer route. And yeah, look at how bad this bishop is. It hasn't moved at all. It's almost like a pawn right now, with pawn with potential. And yeah, this is really the only blunder of the endgame, besides blunder later when probably David's in severe time pressure. But basically, he's underestimating the power of the knight coming to this square. It kind of pans out, so it takes. He takes with the king, but then this check. I guess taking with the bishop would have been a little better. Yeah, this would have been a little better, but still, yeah. Now this pawn structure is not very good for making the passed pawn. So, yeah. So f5 was a mistake instead of f5. Yeah, engine just recommends kind of a waiting plan. Black's always going to have the advantage unless he makes a mistake, so better just to play it slow. Say, for instance, a3. Black can clamp down with h4. And I'm just making more waiting moves because, yeah, white doesn't really want to move the knight because maybe the king can come in here. And then there's also, if the king was here, say the knight's over here somewhere, there's also ideas of bishop takes pawn and king takes bishop. Always look out for tricks like that in the endgame too. Bishop endgames, yeah, tricks. Taking the pawn, removing the defender, and then of course, if you come over and eat this pawn, then this is queening. So, b5. Yeah, that's weird. It's weird when the engine recommends a move and then gives it an eval, and then as soon as you make it, it gives a little less eval. But now it's saying it's good again. And yeah, this is yeah, it's just a nice position for black. Still maybe hard to win, but anyway, f5 was played, and now white has lost a pawn. Excuse me, black has lost a pawn, but the position is still kind of equal, which just goes to show the power of the two bishops. And yeah, David comes behind the pawns. And yeah, I don't know why a3 wasn't played. But a3 wasn't played. Yeah, now the knight is really bad over here, and David starts gobbling the pawns. And yeah, now the knight goes here, and here's where David could have just queened outright. These two bishops are really nice. If you see, this king is totally cut out of the game by the bishops. And this beautiful bishop here, which is going to be really hard to get off this diagonal since it is every single square, was just going to escort this guy all the way home. Sample variation a4. White can gobble a pawn of his own, attacking the bishop, but you'll notice the king and the pawn are in the way of the knight effectively getting over the queen side. So he can just keep running, and so there's no way to stop him. Black wins. Instead, b5 was played. I'm not really sure what was up with this because David goes with a similar idea, and similarly, this pawn is too slow. This guy can just queen, but here David saves the bishop. I mean, he had 3 seconds left, and I don't believe this is an increment game, so yeah, and here it's check, and I guess he resigns with 0.4 seconds. But overall, pretty impressive game. Yeah, sometimes you just got to make a run for it. Yeah, he got a dominating endgame. There are some tactical nuances in the opening that were instructive for me, and hopefully you as well. And I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Please like, subscribe, leave comments. The more people leave comments and like the video, the more people are going to watch the video. I'm really doing this just because I enjoy it, not for the love, but it's validating to get likes and comments. And also, if you make your voice heard, I can cater the videos more to my audience. Thanks for watching.